Okay, following on from my Quest 2 benchmark for Assetto Corsa Competizione with DLSS enabled, I thought I'd check out the Reverb G2. So I'll just run through the settings that I've got on Steam VR before we get going. So under the General Video tab, obviously it's locked to 90Hz. I've got the resolution set at 100%, so that's the native resolution for the G2. Obviously it's a bit higher than the panel to account for barrel distortion, that's why it's a bit bigger than the normal panel resolution. Just scroll through the other settings so you can see what I've got on. Oh, it's per application video settings, that's it. Motion smoothing, use global setting. So probably turn that off. Go close, and then under mixed reality, you see what settings I've got here for the mixed reality plugin. Well, that's disabled. All of this is pretty much default. I've just done a fresh install. So this is based on the Quest 2 video preset. What I've done is for all the different headsets I've created some video presets, and I've got a Google Drive link if you want to download any. So I've done some for the Quest 2 and the Valve Index, so I'll save one for the Reverb G2. So we've got a mixture of custom settings here. I found these have worked best for me in terms of video quality and performance. So for example, we have view distance I've got set to epic, but things like shadows I've got turned down low, so I'll slowly scroll through these. The VR pixel density, this is the key one, so that's set to 100, so there's no super scaling at all. Actually, we'll start off with DLSS off. Hit apply. See how it runs, okay. Okay. So GPU usage is around the 95% mark. Doesn't give me much headroom, and you see the FPS is sitting around 82, 80. Which isn't great because the headset's locked to 90Hz, so let's see, I think I'm losing frames. Yeah, it's not very smooth. The other thing to note is I'm using the Steam VR spectator mode, which I believe halves the frame rate. So you're probably seeing it at 45 Hz, probably 60 FPS on YouTube, but what's coming from Steam on the monitors at 45 anyway. Looking at the stats as I'm going down. It's not the corkscrew, Big Dipper. It's clear though. I do notice the jump in clarity from the Quest 2. What is interesting is I can see the CPU utilizations at 80%, which is surprisingly a lot. And given this is a 12900K Intel CPU, that's quite a lot of CPU resources being utilized, which is surprising. So that's with DLSS off, and we're looking at 90 to 97% utilization and an average of about 80 to 85 FPS. So we'll look to increase that next. Options, video, DLSS on. I'll start off with quality. Okay. I think it has made an improvement. It's hitting 90 more often now. Still looks sharp though. Really sharp in the distance. So, like I've said already, G2 puts out about 30% more pixels than the Quest 2 native resolution. Okay, it's a bit more smoother, but I can tell I'm not hitting a consistent 90 frames per second. Just finish this lap quickly so you can see the stats above. I'm sort of getting used to the stuttering. It's only slight pauses. You can tell on the telephone wires, DLSS is definitely on. So I suppose one option would be to lower the VR pixel density down, but that'd defeat the point somewhat of using the G2. Okay, let's turn it up a little bit. The DLSS to next level up. So quality, we want balance next. Okay, so the GPU frame time has actually dropped a bit there. Is a bit more fuzzy in the distance. We seem to be sticking at 90. Oh. There's a slight drop then to 87 FPS. GPU utilization's at 90% now, 92. So let's finish this lap off. We'll go up to another setting. Driving a bit more cautiously than normal, just to make sure I don't crash. So I don't think this setting would be quite enough with AI cars, given that we're still jumping from 90 Hz or 90 FPS now and again. I'm looking at the FPS stats as well as the track at the same time. Just looking at CPU usage. Yeah, it's at 80%. Okay, let's go next level up. So we want to go for performance next. So GPU frame time is around about 10 seconds, 10 milliseconds I should say, and that's gone around to about 9. And now we're on 80% GPU usage. Let's do another lap, see if we get any drops from 90. So although it is, I guess, more smeary, it's still relatively sharp because of the high resolution. So at this point I don't know if I'd keep this setting on DLSS, or maybe drop the VR pixel density and go for the next level down, the one that we had previously on balanced. So I haven't spotted any drops from 90 FPS now. So remember on the Quest benchmark, this DLSS setting wasn't really playable. It was just too smeared, but I think with the extra resolution, actually isn't too bad. Okay. Right. Let's see what the next setting up's like. So performance, and then ultra performance, which looked terrible before, but let's see what it looks like on the G2. So GPU frame time is between 8.6 and 10. So what it goes to now. 7.7 and 9 and 10. Okay. So yeah, that's noticeably blurry. I wouldn't ever use this setting, but for the sake of a benchmark, I'll do a lap. And this is where the dash speedometer sort of shimmering quite heavily. So I think the final setting I'll test, just for comparison to the Quest 2, was FSR. So video. Disabled, and then FSR enabled on quality. Okay. Does look pretty clear. On 90% GPU utilization. Seen any? Oh, was that a frame drop then? Did the FPS drop from 90? It is nice having extra smoothness after playing at 72 Hz on the Quest 2. That actually ran pretty well, surprisingly. Okay. So let's do a quick comparison between that, which was FSR quality settings, and DLSS quality, which I think struggled. Off, enabled, try quality. So actually quality uses more resources than FSR quality, alright, so I should really compare it to balance then. Okay, similar. So, which looks best? Looking at the Assetto Corsa Competizione sign in the distance. Just make out the red writing, Competizione, and I can see the shapes of the white writing, but I can't read it. It's GPU 89% usage, GPU frame time 10 milliseconds. Options video. FSR. Okay, it is more blurry at distance. There isn't much in it. Okay, so just to check the settings. FSR is off, DLSS is on or unbalanced. Full grid of AI, 28 cars. Okay.
Stay double file.
As you can see, we're already struggling at 70 FPS. CPU's almost at 90%, 95%. It's not going to be playable. Video. Performance.
Green light. Go, go, go. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Well, it's working, but we're still seeing car or trails, artifacts on the shadows. So it's getting close behind there. Settling down a bit now as the cars are spreading out. Too soon to try and get past this M6. Okay, I'm going to do is tinker the settings a bit. Review distance. So this is an option. We could reduce the number of opponents being rendered to like 10 cars, but potentially that would make cars in front disappear. So I'll pull that back to all, so you can alter the view distance of the mirror. So what I might do is turn pixel density down to 90 and then turn DLSS to a better quality. It's a balanced, probably. Where are we? So on 9.5 milliseconds or 10 milliseconds GPU frame time, what does that change to? It's about the same, but is that any clearer? Maybe. So we've essentially downscaled the image a bit here. Almost. The thing you notice coming from the Quest 2 is the vibrancy of the colours and the contrast so much better than the G2. Makes the Quest 2 look really washed out in comparison. The AI. Car in front nearly lost it. Still some trailing artifacts. Punt him off. Okay, tweak the settings some more. Down to 85. We'll try quality. Okay, GPU utilization's 83%. CPU has dropped down a bit. This is a better setting. The CPU usage. Still 88%, so still being well used. This might be the same, you know. Right, I think I'll leave the video there. Hopefully you found this useful. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, cheers, bye bye.